I got an unpopular opinion, but I think that Donald Trump might be the best thing that ever happened to America. And I'm not trolling. Hear me out. See, I didn't say that because I support his politics or praise his policies. I said it because for the first time in a long time, America is being forced to look at itself in the mirror, and it's extremely uncomfortable. Ugly, messy, but necessary. See, Trump didn't invent division, racism, or greed. He just ripped the bandage off the wound that the country's been pretending doesn't exist. And in doing so, he made people who were asleep finally wake up. He made people start asking real questions. Why are rights being stripped away? Why is truth under attack? Why are so many clinging to power when the rest of us can barely afford rent or mortgage? See, this is not about loving or hating Donald Trump. This is about understanding that the chaos that is Trump exposed the fractures in our foundation. And sometimes you gotta break it to rebuild it stronger. And now maybe, just maybe, we'll finally have the discussions about race, history, class, democracy that everybody's been avoiding for decades.
After Trump, America is finished. It's not about Trump. I don't know the man. And I'm getting no benefits out of this anyway. Believe you me, I've never seen him. I've seen him on YouTube, whatever, here and there, bits and pieces. But I don't know him. But I'm telling you, Trump is the last one. Because after the trumpet will be blown. You know why America is going to fall? Which is the United Nations, yeah? Two reasons. Because America is challenging God at the moment. It's challenging the Lord. It's going to fall for two reasons. One, internally. The other reason is externally. The internal reason, there will be traitors within America. There are traitors within the White House, there are traitors within the Pentagon, there are traitors within the governmental system, traitors who have sold America. And the reason why these traitors came up on surface, because America walked away from the Lord. The Lord allowed them to be punished. To teach them that I'm in charge, not you. You think you can rule the world? It is the Lord who rules the world, not you. So when you challenge me, I will allow infiltrators from within your circle to come and do wondrous things, destroy America. A lot of traitors are within America. And the external reason, it is the wrath of God. Jesus Christ will come very heavily on America. The wrath of God. But internally there is a lot of traitors. They literally sold it. You'll remember this.
If we ever close the door.
I believe they're poisoning the blood of the country. We're a nation of immigrants, and that's why we're so damn strong.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating.
Trump is not an accident. He is a mirror. And mirrors, they don't lie. They just show you what you don't want to see. Talk of deep racial resentment, fear of demographic change, distrust of elites and institutions, extreme inequality, media sensationalism, and a political culture addicted to outrage. Trump did not invent any of that. He revealed it. He only said the quiet parts out loud, and millions of Americans felt seen instead of ashamed. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. On our today's episode, we are going to talk about a topic that most people avoid, and that is Trump is a reflection of what America is. Because if not, why then did so many Americans resonate with him? That is what we are going to unpack today. Before I continue with my full commentary, I would like us to watch some of the videos that I have prepared for you. Every clip and every stitch, credits belong to the original creators of these videos. Stay tuned and also make sure to engage with us by letting us know what you think about this whole situation on the comment section. I will be back with more commentary.
Watching Donald Trump literally tear down the White House is very symbolic. A White House that was originally built by black slaves, might I add. For years, the propaganda has been pushed that black people were going to destroy America, that black people were uncivilized, that our culture was literally steeped in destruction. And now we are sitting in real time in 4K watching a white man completely destroy America. But one thing it does do is allows for the propaganda to now be unveiled as the lie that it had always been. But just like the original White House was built by black folks, when they destroy this country as you know it, black folks will be the ones to rebuild and lead the next one.
Trump is the reality check Americans have always needed. See, ICE, Venezuela, everything that's happening, America has always been like this. Some of you just refuse to be honest about the things that were happening. Y'all voted for Trump. No. It's not Trump. America has always been like this. America has always been like this. I'm an immigrant. I got to the US when I was 35. I stayed for just 8-9 years, and I knew already that America was this way. It's always been like this. The only thing is that people can no longer gaslight people. People of color have been saying this. I mean, some people of color have been in denial, lying to themselves. But now, shit's hit the fan. I will vote for Donald Trump. How's Candace Owens doing? Because I haven't seen her on my feed because I don't even check her. How are those guys doing? What are they saying this time around? Yeah. Trump is the reality check America needed. Trump is the mirror. Yeah, that America needs. Trump is the unveiling of the true intentions of the United States, of the dead men's bones in whitewashed graves. That is what Trump is. Y'all should stop lying to yourselves. So Trump, y'all see what y'all voted. Y'all voted Trump. No. America is just the way it is. Trump is just the wheel of America. Trump is the wheel of the United States. Trump is the U.S. unfiltered. It's not a rabid dog. It's just the true intention of the United States. I said it.
America loves to brand itself as democratic, moral, merit-based, freedom-loving, but Trump is thriving by doing the exact opposite, undermining democratic norms, mocking decency, flaunting wealth over competence, and lying openly, yet he continues to be rewarded for it. This contradiction preaches values while it tolerates violation when it benefits their side. And that is why the slogan, "Make America Great Again," was so amazing, was so good to them until it started affecting them. Until its reality started affecting them. Because for some reason, they were supposed to be immune. And that is why we are seeing some of them tweeting some of the most horrible things. Because what do you mean you're saying we should go back to normal police brutality? I wonder what they were insinuating by that.
I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. I used to think Trump winning was some kind of cosmic mistake, like America tripped and hit its head and woke up confused. But I don't think that anymore. He didn't win in spite of who he is. He won because of it. See, Trump wasn't just a candidate. He was a reflection, a raw, unfiltered reflection of what millions of people already were. Angry, resentful, entitled, and furious that the world stopped centering them. And reflections don't lie. They just show you what's already there. If you were bitter about women having power, you saw yourself. If you were enraged by black and brown people demanding equality, you saw yourself. If you thought compassion was weakness and cruelty was honesty, you saw yourself. If accountability felt like persecution, there you were. If facts offended you, there you were. If empathy made you uncomfortable, there you were. But at some point, that reflection hardened into something else. It became a mirror. And mirrors don't just reflect, They invite. They say, this is who you are. Don't flinch. Don't change. Double down. See, if lying came natural to you, he normalized it. If cheating felt justified, he bragged about it. If exploiting workers felt smart, he modeled it. If bullying made you feel powerful, he made it presidential. He didn't ask people to grow. He told them growth was a scam. He didn't challenge insecurity. He weaponized it. And let's be honest, this was never about tax policy or border charts or inflation graphs. This was about permission. Permission to be openly hateful. Permission to be proudly ignorant. Permission to punch down and call it strength. Permission to abandon democracy the moment it stopped serving your ego. See, Trump didn't create the rot. He simply gave it a microphone. He walked into a country full of people already thinking these things and said, I'll say it for you, and I'll dare anyone to stop me. And that's the part I think we as Americans don't want to face. That tens of millions of Americans, they weren't fooled. They weren't brainwashed. They weren't confused. They felt validated. Validated in their rage at women, validated in their fear of diversity, validated in their resentment towards progress, validated in their belief that equality is theft. After decades of social progress, a whole lot of people were just waiting for someone to say, you don't have to evolve. You don't have to share. You don't have to care. And they showed up in droves. That's not a Trump problem. That is a cultural reckoning. And if this moment feels heavy, if your chest tightens when you scroll, if it feels like the ground beneath everything you believed in is shifting, good. That means you still have a moral nervous system, because this is how democracies rot. Not in one explosion, but in 1,000 excuses, 1,000 shrugs, 1,000 this isn't that bad moments. So if you're angry, stay angry. If you're alert, stay alert. If you're exhausted, rest, but don't disengage, because numbness is what they're counting on. If you made it to the end of this video, I tend to think you're not the problem. You're the resistance to normalization. And if this reflection made you uncomfortable, that was the point. Just a little bit of how my brain works. Hope it made some sense.
When I hear some people say that they didn't vote for this, I wonder what exactly they mean by this, because Trump didn't just become the president. He did not appear out of nowhere. He became the president because he reflected something that already existed in America. He won in 2016 with over 60 million votes, and people said that was a fluke, which can be excused, right? But again, even after the chaos in 2020, although he lost, he managed to get 74 million votes. Despite everything that had happened, despite everything that he had done, he still managed to get all those votes. And today, he is the president. He is the current president of the United States. So when I hear people say it was a mistake, I wonder what exactly they're talking about. Because America had already seen him govern. America had already seen the chaos. The scandals were public. The court cases were public. And still, this country chose him again. And that should tell you that this is not about misinformation. This is about alignment. Aligning to what you want, aligning to what you believe. Because look at what Trump sold during the campaigns. America first. Make America great again. That screamed fear of decline when white supremacy wasn't guaranteed anymore. I was listening to a podcast where a white guy was being interviewed, and he was asked basically why he decided to vote for Trump despite knowing who Trump is, and his response was very clear. He said that the reason as to why he decided to vote for Trump is because he realized that the white people were declining. He realized that the white people, as opposed to how things are supposed to be in America, the white Americans were becoming a minority. And he did not want that. And because Trump had promised deportations, then he felt confident to vote for Trump so that the white people could not become a minority. And that should tell us that these people knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what kind of a person they were voting into office. They aligned with his values. They aligned with who he is. They felt comfortable with this person being their president because he promised them something that they always wanted, something that they have always been. So America First wasn't just a slogan. It was about determining who really belongs in America and who doesn't. And that is why we saw so many of these people fighting against the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. And there was nothing wrong about the Obamacare. The only reason they were fighting against the Obamacare, it is because of the name Obama. Because they did not want to believe that they can get help from someone such as him. Because in as much as we keep on fighting that racism does not exist, they will always prove us right. It has always been about race. It has always been about white supremacy. So them repealing the Obamacare wasn't about policy depth. It was about resentment. It was about symbolism. It was about undoing what came from someone that they do not like. That it is better for them to suffer than benefit from a man or a color that they spite the most. And what baffles me the most is the fact that there were people who are not Caucasians and still aligned themselves with this administration. Because if we go back to the 2024 elections, you will realize that the only people that did not vote for this administration were the black people. Those were the only people that voted for their own best interests. Those were the only people who voted for America that would be suitable for them. Even despite warning the minorities, even despite warning these people not to vote for this administration, they still went ahead and voted for this administration because they were aligning to the policies that have always been against the black people. But we are now seeing what is happening. Not only are these policies affecting the minorities, they're also affecting the people that thought they were immune. And now that it is affecting them, they now seem to be so concerned. They're now calling for black unity. They now want the black people to come and fight for them, as though this is not what the black Americans have always experienced. Some of them even have the audacity to tell the black Americans that they are next. What do you mean the black Americans are next? The black Americans have always experienced this. The black Americans were first. And when they were telling you not to vote for this administration, they knew exactly what they meant. They knew exactly what they were rejecting. And they hoped for a better America. They hoped for a country that would consider them. But because most of you did not want to be equal to the black people, because most of you wanted to be so much above the black people, most of you wanted to align with white supremacy, you ended up voting for this administration. That is why I have always said, and I will keep on saying, oppression does not know boundaries. Once you show them that they can oppress a certain group of people, they will end up doing the same to you. Because when they did it to others, they were not punished. Therefore, they will continue to believe that they are immune to punishment. So to those saying that they did not vote for this, stop lying to us. This is exactly what you voted for. The only difference is that you thought that you would be immune to it. You thought that you would be immune to its implications. But now it's time for you to learn that choices have consequences. And it is very important that you acknowledge what the black Americans have always told you. When they tell you that they're being oppressed, believe it. Because when you don't believe it, you'll be next. And then you'll come crying and complaining, telling the black Americans that they're next, not knowing that they have always been first. It is time for America to do better. It is time for America to put everyone first. Provided you're American, you're supposed to come first despite your race. Guys, this has come to the end of our episode. Please note that this is not about instigating hate to any group of people, but for educational purposes. If you're new here, this is Talk with Kate. If you haven't subscribed, kindly consider subscribing to this channel, like this video, and share. Until the next episode, bye.